That's what buyers want from us today. They want us to come in and observe some characteristics of the situation and quickly be able to say this could be potentially 3 different things. 3 different things. Now, I want to tell you something. This is really cool. You ready for this? Yeah. He's the only guy that talks in this room. I love you, man. Mike, you're my man. Hey, here's something that's really cool. Do you know that ever since you were a small child, you were programmed to focus on 3s? How many lights on a stoplight?
3.
How many strikes and then you're out?
3.
How many goals in a hat trick in hockey?
3.
What are those? What in the religion Catholic? I was raised Catholic. I can't even remember. Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. 3, right? How many Goldilocks in the what? How many Stooges are there? You see what I mean? This is how this stuff works. 4 is too many. 4 is too many, and 2 is not enough. When you're talking with someone and engaging them about application and their needs and their situation, you always want to talk in terms of 3. When you leave a voicemail for somebody, you want to say, Bill, I got 3 ideas for you. Right away, what's going to happen to Bill, since he read Goldilocks and the 3 Bears and he's familiar with the 3 Musketeers, and what about those Stooges, by the way? 3 Stooges. Right away in his mind, he goes, I wonder what the 3 things are. It's really powerful. A lot of psychology goes in this. Hey, thanks for joining us, Bernie. Kaz, good to see you guys. I love these name tags. Love the name tags, man. You guys are looking good. Bernie and Kaz. Yeah, but you got to go with the 3s, right? So 3 applications. When you go in to meet with someone, if they're a hospital, if they're hospitality, if it's a whatever the setting is, think of 3 challenges that they face. Wheelchairs, canes, sports venue, massive traffic in these paths. Massive traffic in these paths. What am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about maintenance. I'm going to talk about cleaning. Hospitals. I'm going to talk about clean rooms, whatever it is. You see what I mean? This is the stuff that will prevent you from being commoditized. Do you see this? I get so excited about this because it makes a massive difference. Talk about the applications, talk about the environment, talk about the industry, talk about their world as a procurement person, and now you're capturing somebody's attention and you are no longer a commodity. They want us to be prepared. When I ask executives all week long, I ask them, hey, do you ever meet with salespeople? When they do decide to meet with you, what did they say? What did they do? I could tell you that question in my sleep at 2 a.m. I ask people that all the time. I also ask receptionists, front-end gatekeepers that answer the phone. I ask them, hey, do you ever put a salesperson through? And they go, yeah, but not often. I go, why? Why don't you put more through? These are people with families. They're trying to make a living. Why are you so mean? Well, I don't put them through because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They call me, they haven't even been on the website. They don't know the business we're in. They know nothing about us. And they're asking me these stupid questions which make no sense. So I jettison them out of here. That's what they say, folks. All you got to do is have some great questions and make sense and say, I got 3 ideas for the president of your company on how he can lower costs and maximize health and efficiency in that office. Would you help me get an appointment with him? We overthink it. But we're trying too hard in the wrong direction. No product pitch. This is a national cash register. National cash register started, I think, in 1882. And the owner of National Cash Register, he's credited with starting sales process. He established sales process. Here's what he said. He said, I don't want my people running around the countryside unfocused. I'm going to give them territories. And I'm going to give them all a cash register. I don't know how the heck they carried it around. I mean, those things are like very heavy, right? But he gave them a cash register. And he taught them how to demonstrate every single feature and function on that cash register. And if you didn't memorize it, he'd kick you out of the company. He then taught you every single objection, every possible objection that you could get. And also he taught you a number of closing questions. And he said, and here's the most important part. You are not to leave the prospect's office until 1 or 2 things happens. What do you think they were? Yell it out. What were they?
Sale or kicked out.
Bingo. You either made a sale or they kicked you out. True. Now, years ago, if you wanted to write a book on selling and you didn't have closing in the title, a publisher wouldn't even talk to you. That closing, what it was all about. It was all his bravado in the office. Did you close him? How many times did you have to ask for the order? Did you pull his arm behind his back? Did you punch his head down on his desk? How did you do it? Tell him, come on, guys. He just closed the sale. Hustle around, guys. What? How'd you do it? What'd you do? How many closing questions do you have, Mike? I think he's got 8. See that? You got to be more like him. You got to torture people. That's the way it was. So here's the deal. This is in our DNA, man. This attitude as salespeople, it's in our DNA. We've been dealing with it for over 100 years. It's understandable, isn't it? Isn't it understandable that when we call someone, we're trying to capture their attention with the features? Hey, let me tell you about the inventory we have on flooring. Hey, wait, let me tell you how many mills we represent. Wow. Let me tell you about our training program. Let me tell you about our trucks. Let me tell you about our after hours program. Let me tell you about our maintenance. Let me tell you about no skid, no scuff, no wax. Hello? Hello? They don't care about it anymore. But folks, we come by it honestly. This is how we were taught forever to sell. Get them excited about the features and the functions of the product. It doesn't work anymore. That's the number one thing that these women I talked to said, do not give me a product pitch. Applications are more powerful than persuasion. You see, these buyers and these business people that we're doing business with, they've seen it all. They've seen all the techniques. They've seen the tie downs. They've seen the rhetorical questions, the test closes, right? Remember the tie downs? Hey, David, you do want to do business with a company that's got a long-standing reputation, don't you? Hey, Bob, don't you want to do business with a company that's got a fleet of brand new trucks that are fully outfitted with all the gear they need? These are tie downs. These are tie downs. What we're doing is we're positioning ourselves. We're trying to manipulate the prospect. We were actually taught years ago to ask somebody these tie downs 3 times in a row to get their head doing this 3 times in a row. So when you pop the question, do you want to buy it? They're already going like that. I'm not kidding you. This is what we were taught. One instructor, I remember back in 1985, said you take the contract, you hold the contract out, you put your pen on it, and you balance it. Now you got to be good. You balance it, and when it kind of gets closer, you'll let the pen roll off. Oh, hey, since you got the pen in your hand, you want to authorize the agreement? This is what we were taught. These people have seen it all. Okay, they don't want it anymore. Forget about the persuasion.
I still do that.
You still do that? Okay, man. I guess I'm done. How you sell. Here's the deal. How you sell today is way more important than the actual products and the features. How you sell. I really want you to get that. That's where the gold is here. You know, I don't know much about hockey. You know, there's 3 periods. But I heard about this guy, Wayne Gretzky, a couple of years ago. And this person said, you know what they call Wayne? And I go, I don't know, Rich? He goes, well, that too, but you know what else they call him? The Great One. The what? The Great One. Now, I've been trying to get my bride to call me that for years. And I'm not making out so good. I figured, what the hell? I'm going to look into Wayne Gretzky. This guy was not awfully fast. There were people that are a lot faster than Wayne Gretzky. He was kind of thin, not really that strong, not a powerhouse. And this blew my mind. His stick handling skills and his shooting skills were average. How does this guy be called the Great One? Anybody know? Yeah. What is it? Go ahead.
Smarts.
Smarts in what way? You're right. Smarts in what way?
Learned his competition.
Learned his competition. He learned his competition. And what did that enable him to do? You're right.
Focus. Strategize.
It enabled him to focus. In what regard? How did he focus? How did he strategize? Come on, we're going somewhere with this. What benefit did knowing his competition and strategizing give him on the ice that made him be called the Great One? He scored, yeah. Position. Go ahead, more.
Yeah, we can squat.
Yeah. Okay, you guys are all right. Here's the deal. He became the king of anticipation. And here's what he said. Good hockey players are where the puck is. Great hockey players go where the puck is going to be. I mean, don't blow this off, you know, as some ridiculous trite little comment. Think about it. Imagine yourself so steeped in strategy where you're working vertical markets in your footprint and you're beginning to identify trigger events. What's a trigger event? Anybody, yell it out. Come on, guys, what's a trigger event? A trigger event is an event that causes a company to be put into action. They're merging. They're buying a new building. They're building a new building. They're expanding their manufacturing. They need to put new flooring down. They're converting. They're a hospital converting a storage area into an operating room, and they need a new floor. These are trigger events. And when you get strategic in your marketplace, you begin to identify trigger events which make you so smart. You're showing up where there's a need. You understand their world. You've got great questions, and now you're blowing people's mind, and they go, come on in. Come on in. I want to talk with you because you're different than everybody else. You see that? You see how that's so different than saying, I sell flooring, it's $5 a square foot, and by the way, I'll throw in the glue for free? It becomes very, very powerful when you study the trends of an industry. What's going on in the industry? What about compliance issues? What about raw materials? What about insurance issues, right? There's always trends. And any business person that's a decision maker that you're going to meet with, they're going to want to talk to you about trends. Why? Why are trends so important? Come on, guys, over here. Come on, jump in.
Where's the puck going to be?
Where's the puck going to be? That's great. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Good, Bob. Somebody over here. Why are trends so important in the sales process for you? Why? Come on. Louder.
So you know what you're going to be needing to sell.
You know what you're going to sell because you now understand some of their problems, right? Business people and decision makers who are risk adverse, who are overwhelmed, who have problems, they want to know about the trends. Last thing they want to do is get what? Blindsided. You agree with that? Nobody likes to get blindsided. Nobody likes surprises. All right? From every trend, there's an issue. Gasoline prices going through the roof years ago. The issue was that the hottest selling automobile when gas got over $4 a gallon, what was it?
Hybrids.
Hybrids. No, not yet. You're right. You're exactly right. That's where they went.
Beforehand, the SUVs.
SUVs were, and what else? You're right.
Big trucks.
And big trucks. You're exactly right. Detroit was making their money on trucks, pickup trucks and SUVs. They use a lot of gas, don't they? So what happened to these car dealerships when the trend was gasoline prices getting up over $4? What happened to their inventory of SUVs and trucks?
Piled up.
It piled up. They had a hard time getting rid of them. What did that create? It created a threat. If that threat is left unattended, if that issue is left unattended in any business, it becomes a threat. And when you have insight into that and you can discuss that with someone, now you're an advisor. Now you're not a salesperson, you're a consultant, actually giving them a heads up of what could potentially happen. Top performing business people and top performing salespeople have the ability to discuss consequences. They do it in a positive way. They're not negative about it. They just say, listen, this is what you can expect. If you leave this situation unattended, here is what you can expect to happen. I see it regularly with my other customers. It captures people's attention. And there's always opportunities, aren't there? And that's what you said came in cause. The opportunity was we're going to go to hybrids, we're going to go to gasoline, efficiency vehicles. And what did the automobile dealerships have when those cars came on their lot? They had a line. They had a line of people that wanted to buy these vehicles, and there was the opportunity for them. Let me give you a quick example, a real-life example. Well, the automobile's a real-life example, but here's another one on how this works. I was working with a bank in Connecticut, good-sized bank, and was working with their business development people. And this one guy I was working with, in his footprint, there are a lot of doctors, dentists, doctors, and his job is to loan money. So he's walking into the dentist's office, he's going up to the glass door, right, with the manager sitting, right, and that door slides open. And what do they say? Can I help you? Do you have an appointment? Because they can tell you're a salesperson when you walk in right away, right? You got your stuff, you're looking good, you don't look sick. You're like, hey, hi, how are you? You got your best smile on, you got all that body language going. Hey. And they go, do you have an appointment? This guy couldn't get through this. He was waking up in the middle of the night dreaming about that glass door going back and forth. Oh, the glass door. No, I don't have an appointment. It literally was waking him up in the middle of the night. So here's what we did. We used the trend, issue, threat. We used Tito. I call it Tito. He studied the trends of doctors. And here are the trends that he found. He found that the insurance companies, where the dentist might have a procedure that they want $200 for, the insurance company is only going to pay him $75. What does that mean to the doctor's revenue? It goes down. Now, how many patients does that doctor have to see to make the same amount of money this year as he made last year? More. He's got to make more. Now, what about consumables? Do doctors use consumables, right? We know what consumables are. What do they use? They use all kinds of cleaning solutions and stuff and x-rays and tissues and floss and you name it. There's consumables. Are the prices of consumables going up or are they going down? They're going up. So here's this doctor who's got to see twice as many patients this year to make the same amount of money he made last year, and consumables are going up. What about his employees' payroll? What about their insurance? So this is a bad formula for business. And he used it. He went in, and when the door opened, he said, "Mary, are you the manager?" "Yes, I am." "Mary, I don't have an appointment, and I'm going to leave in just 1 minute. But can I ask you something?" "Yeah." I work with doctors. I realize that the insurance companies are squeezing the payments somewhat. I realize consumables are going up, and I realize payroll and other insurances are going up. And I know that your doctor has to see more patients this year to make the same amount of money last year. It's kind of tough, isn't it, Mary? And Mary's going, "Yeah, man. Yeah." You know, and the other thing that I know too about your business, Mary, is that you pretty much get new business through referrals. And the way that you get referrals is by the doctor spending more time with patients, right? And establishing a personal relationship. If you're timing me on this, I'm still under 1 minute, by the way. If it sounds long, I'm still under 1 minute. We've got 3 ideas, Mary, that I'd like to share with you and also the doctor, if we can get the doctor in. Is there a time next week that'd be convenient for you? His appointments went through the roof. Why? Why? Because what he was talking about is reality, isn't it? It's the truth. It's the simple truth. Do you think a doctor wants to see twice as many patients and make the same amount of money? Absolutely not. That doctor's not a sophisticated businessman. Doctor's a doctor, expert at teeth. He got in, his sales absolutely went through the roof. Here's the other one, that unique selling proposition. What is it? It's a statement about what makes your company and you. Remember, you are the distinct competitive advantage. You remember that? You are the distinct competitive advantage. This is a statement that lets them know how you differ from your competition. And folks, this one is a lot more difficult than it sounds. When I sit with leaders of companies and I ask them, what makes you different? What do you think I hear over and over? What do you think I hear over and over? Say, hey, what makes you guys different? What do you think I hear? What's the general stuff? Just yell it out. Our people. Our people. Our people make our company magnificent. Is that true? That's absolutely true. People make a company. That's absolutely true. But is that what they want to hear? You're right. That's what people say. What else do they say? What makes you different? What makes you unique? What do we hear? Come on, guys. Jump in. What do we hear? It's our procedures. We're squared away. We've got great operational procedures. What else do we hear? Come on, guys. Our years of experience. Here's what we hear. I'll tell you what makes us unique. We've been in business for 30 years. We've got 150 employees. We've got 30 trucks. We work 24/7. We only use top-notch material. Is that unique? No, that's not unique. Now, are they going to care about that at any point in time? You're going to go, wait a minute, Duane, time out. I've worked 30 years to build this company, and you're telling me those things you just said are not important? No, I'm not telling you that they are important. But are they important at the very beginning, at the very front end? Are they important then? No, they're not. What they want to hear is, what jobs have you done that are similar to mine? What insight do you have into moisture? Because I'm down here in Florida, and this is a facility for children where there's dance going on, and it gets hot and humid in here. You ever have any experience with that? And how are you going to deal with this flooring where we got children pounding away on it? One class is tap where they actually come in with little pieces of metal on their shoes. You have any experience with that? You see, so what ends up happening when you're a representative and you're a business person and you're going in and dealing with a dance studio, you're going to think about their industry, right? You've done a little bit of research. What's it like in their world? What's it like to walk in their shoes? These kids are wearing metal on their shoes, tap dancing. I'm going to have to talk to them about that. It's in Florida. They're going to open up those sliding doors so the children have a vista of the outside, which is inspiring to them. It motivates them. It gives them energy. That brings humidity into this room. How am I going to deal with that? Now imagine you meet with this person. You say, Bill, I went on your website, and I see that you do a lot of work with children. I see you do tap dancing. I see they're going to bring tap shoes into this room. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. You're gaining credibility points immediately because you went where? On their website. People spend a lot of money on their website. Anytime anybody says, I've been on your website, it's easy to navigate. I appreciate the pictures you have on there and the thought you've given it. Right away, you're giving them a compliment. When I cold call and I call people, a lot of times I'll have their website right up in front of me. And I'll say, Greg, I'm looking at your website right now. And man, that picture on your services with you and your team, you got a smile on your face which tells me you like your work. Hey, can I talk to you for a minute? What do you think he's going to say? Oh, no, I'm not really a happy guy, and I think my website's a piece of junk. Really rather disappointed that you even brought it up. No, I don't want to talk to you. Is that what Greg's going to say? No, he's going to go, wait a minute, who is this? Hey, my name is Duane Cashin, and I work with flooring companies to help their salespeople be more productive, primarily in the area of prospecting, and I'm wondering if I can talk with you about that for just 1 minute. He's going to go, yeah, okay. He's either going to go, okay, big shot, let's see what you got in 1 minute. I hear that. Right? Or go, hey man, you caught me at a bad time. Greg, that's fine. I'm going to say goodbye. When can I call you back? Well, I don't know. Call me next Tuesday. 3 o'clock, okay, Greg? Yeah, fine. Bye. Now I go into my CRM and I put in there, I'm going to call him back at 3 o'clock. Now I've got a pattern going. Now I've got some momentum going. Now I'm being strategic. Does that make sense, folks?
Yes.
You see how you can really differentiate yourself? It's exciting when you start getting into it. That's why I said I want to show you how to get more appointments. I want to show you how your deal sizes can be larger, because now you can penetrate end users that have multiple locations. And instead of closing one deal, now you can close multiple deals, and your deal size and your revenues go up. And you're having fun doing it because you're an advisor. You're a professional advisor. It's a hell of a lot more enjoyable than just peddling a product. Here's what happened to me with Siemens. You're familiar with the Siemens company. Years ago, I was selling sales training for Tony Parinello. And I'm leaving these voicemails. And I'm into, like 6 or 7. I'm getting no response from this guy at all. Now, at that point in time, I would call somebody at the same time every week. This guy I called, I remember distinctly, every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. So I'd leave a voicemail. Once I got 2 or 3 in it, I'd go, hey, Bill, it's a Tuesday guy. 9 a.m. the Tuesday guy. Just following up with you, I got a great idea for you. Hope you got that article I sent you, and I've got another really great idea for you. So anyway, I'm about ready to give up on this guy, because once you go through that, you put him on a drip, right? You take him out of your active, and you put him on a 30-day or a 60-day, and you put him on a drip. So I call him. This is one of the last times I'm going to call him. 9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, boom, he picks up. He goes, Duane. I go, wow, is this Bill? He goes, yeah, it's me. He goes, you really exist. And he laughs, and then I hear other people laughing. He's got me on the speakerphone. I go, Bill, you're not alone. He goes, no, I'm not alone. I say, well, who do you have with you? He goes, I got my 5 sales directors from the United States here. Yeah, we've been saving your voicemail messages, and we've been playing them for our sales reps, because these are the kinds of messages we want to leave. $250,000 contract we got with that guy, and that's how I sold him, was through voicemail. And when we did the first seminar and I met him, I said, Bill, you really tortured me, man. How come you waited for so long if you were interested? He said, Duane, if you're going to come into my organization and teach my salespeople how to sell, I got to make sure you know what you're doing. I love those voicemails, man. I want you to teach them that formula exactly. It takes time to get people's attention, folks. You got to build up familiarity with them. You've got to get comfortable. And I can think of no better way than voicemail for them to hear your voice, for them to hear your passion. It's highly, highly effective as long as they're interesting.